name of the game. Football. The name of the game. Football. The name of the game. Football.
Yes, Sports Radio 88.9 Real FM, your champions dial. A beautiful Monday morning it is. And yes, a lot's been happening. A lot happened over the weekend. And it's another brand new week in action. Still coming your way as it concerns the round of the game. Let's let you know that Brazil was last night crowned FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup champions for a record 5th time in the Bahamas 2017 after a 6-0 victory over Tahiti in the final in Nassau. Iran defeated Italy 5-3 in the third place playoff to also make history as the first country from Asia to win the bronze medal. Now the South Americans needed just 14 seconds to open up scoring as Mauricinho notched them ahead following a lightning quick turnover in Tahiti's half. Now Mauricinho then turned provider as he assisted Detinha, who finished from close range to double their lead, and that's action coming from the round of the game as played on sand. So moving ahead, let's reveal to you that Anderlecht and Club Brugge are in the lead to star Nigerian rising star Henry Onyekuru as they have both tabled a £6.7 million offer for the KAS Open striker. Now this fresh development is coming at a time when top EPL side Everton also expressed interest in putting pen to paper for that lad. Now the 19-year-old had been courted by a host of Premier League sides and was keen to move to England, but Anderlecht and Bruges had made opening offers. Now Onyekuru is in contention to become Belgium's Player of the Year. The teenager can play wide or as a striker, and he had scored 17 goals so far this season. Now Everton, Southampton, Bournemouth and Liverpool had all shown interest, while Celtic failed with a bid to sign him. That was back in January. Still on the home scene, let's let you know that the MPFL side Gombe United has given its head coach Manu Garba a 3-match time limit to improve on the team's performance or face sanction. Yes, the Desert Scorpions have found themselves sitting in third from bottom in the NPFL ranking after returning to the top division this season following a 3-year spell in the second chair, now the Nigeria National League. However, the Gombe club, after a review of their first 18 matches this season, decided to put Manu and his coaching team on their toes. Manu's 3-game ultimatum starts with home and away matches against NPFL champions Enugu Rangers before playing host to Katsina United. Alright, it's still action right here on Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla for Rilla. Beautiful Monday morning edition of the program. Let's go to Ghana now, where the Football Association chief, Kwesi Nyantaki, will be named as the first vice president of the Confederation of African Football today when the body's executive committee meets. Yes, the meeting to be held in the Bahrain capital of Manama will be the first CAF executive committee meeting under the leadership of new CAF president Ahmed after his election victory over Issa Ayatu 2 months back. Now, the first agenda of the meeting will be the validation of the 2 vice presidents of CAF, and insiders have said that the new CAF leaders has put Nyantaki's name forward as his choice as the position of first vice president. Constant Omari of VR Congo has been chosen to be the second vice president, and the 2 nominations must be approved by the executive committee. But then I think everyone sees it going through. All right, action. Let's cross waters now. Let's go to England to let you know that Mark Albrighton feels it was naive to think Leicester City could repeat their fairy tale season and claim back-to-back Premier League titles. Now, Leicester produced one of the greatest achievements in sport when they went from relegation contenders to Premier League champions last season. Of course, the 2016-2017 campaign was a different beast for Leicester, who sensationally sacked iconic manager Claudio Ranieri amid a threat of relegation back in February. A decision that a whole lot of people are still wondering, what were they thinking? All right, let's go to the Blues, where Chelsea head coach Antonio Conte believes Tottenham had an advantage over his side in this season's Premier League title race. Now, Mauricio Pochettino, Spurs have pushed Conte's league leaders closer than any other will-be challengers, but a surprise 1-0 loss at West Ham on Friday moved Chelsea even closer to glory. If the Blues beat Middlesbrough today at Stamford Bridge, a result that will relegate their opponents and then claim 3 more points at West Brom 4 days later, they will be champions before Tottenham return to action against Manchester United next Sunday. So very crucial game, you might ask me. Now, Vincent Kompany's injury absences have been keenly felt by Manchester City, but Pep Guardiola hailed a huge step after the Capitan led his side to a 5-0 win over Crystal Palace on Saturday. Kompany scored at the Etihad Stadium for the first time since August 2015 when he slammed Kevin De Bruyne's low cut back into the top corner to spark a second-half rout of Sam Allardyce's side. Now, City have struggled for defensive solidity under Guardiola, but they boast clean sheets in 3 of their past 4 league matches, with their skipper restored to the team. Let's go for some Arsenal action right about now. They could not afford to lose to Manchester United, and that's according to Arsene Wenger, who dismissed their North London derby reverse against Tottenham last weekend as a blip. Yes, Grand Jackers deflected 54th minute opener, and Danny Welbeck's header 3 minutes later against his former club secured a 2-0 victory at the Emirates on Sunday and ended United's 24-match unbeaten run in the Premier League. It also gave Wenger a long-awaited maiden top-flight victory over Jose Mourinho, something the Frenchman, he downplayed it. But then we all know how important that win was to Arsene Wenger.
And new. Check out the all-new website.
www.breela.net.
See what we're up to.
On air, online, and on the go.
With our brand new and totally redesigned website.
It's just a click away. www.breela.net.
My love, your Indomitables pack is now 50 naira.
Indomie 50 naira. Indomie 50 naira. Nothing tastes like my Indomie. Now 50 naira for Indomitable pack.
Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
There can only be one. Sports Radio, 88.9, Brilla FM.
The name of the game. The name of the game. The name of the game.
Yes, welcome back. A beautiful Monday morning right here on Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla for Rilla, and it's football action all the way. Yes, let's go to Real Madrid now, where the forward Alvaro Morata is not a target for AC Milan, and that's according to Director of Sports Massimiliano Mirabelli. Morata returned to Madrid after the La Liga Giants exercised a buyback clause to sign the Spain international from Serie A champions Juve in the off-season, but he has not played as much football as he expected. Now, the 24-year-old has been linked with moves to Premier League duo Chelsea and Manchester United, while Milan have emerged as a possible destination after Mirabelli was spotted in the Spanish capital for the Champions League semi-final between Madrid and, of course, Atletico Madrid. Now, Roma coach Luciano Spalletti expressed regret over his return to the club in a heated response to questions over the decision not to play Francesco Totti in his side's 4-1 victory over AC Milan. Now, Totti, who appears set to retire at the end of the season, has made just 15 appearances in Serie A this term, and Spalletti has faced frequent questions about the veteran's involvement during what are likely to be his final days as a Roma player. Well, they seem not to be suffering for his absence. Now, Milan supporters at San Siro had prepared a banner to say farewell to Totti, but Spalletti opted to send on Steven El Shaarawy instead of the 40-year-old and was vindicated when the substitute scored Roma's third goal. We'll extra that a little bit later on. Meanwhile, Edin Dzeko scored 2 first-half goals as Roma earned a 4-1 win over 10-man AC Milan, a result that moves them to within 7 points of league leaders Juventus and keeps the Serie A title race alive, at least for some. Juve travel to Stadio Olimpico next weekend, giving Roma the chance to close the gap even further, and Luciano Spalletti's side will be in a very confident mood after a consummate performance at the San Siro. Dzeko took his goal tally for the season to 27 inside the first half of the game, first linking up with Mohamed Salah to open the scoring after 8 minutes, and then heading Leandro Paredes' corner home 20 minutes later. A beautiful morning right here on Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla Forilla. So much to give you, so little time, so we must make judicious use of it. And this gentleman as champion on the beat, I must bring on the analyst and you out there as well. Remember, 07000000889. That's the number to dial. You can tweet at 889, and of course you can get on the Facebook fan page Sports Radio Brilla Forilla. No matter where you are in the world, just log on to www.brilla.net and you will be with us live in the studio. We'll take a short break and then we will be back.
There can only be one. Sports Radio, 88.9, Brilla FM. There can only be one. Sports Radio, 88.9, Brilla FM.
If you want sports stories on the go, live audio visuals, lifestyle, betting tips, live score, and much more, then click www.brilla.net.
Yes, welcome back. It is a beautiful Monday morning right here on Sports Radio, 88.9 Real FM, your champions. Our Football 360 Degrees is the program. We're talking everything that has to do with a round letter game in as much as time will permit. And of course, I did say you're very, very welcome to join up. 0700 is the number to dial. You can tweet at 889 Real FM. And of course, the Facebook fan page is also available, Sports Radio Brilla FM. Good morning to you, Asegane Edafe, the elected one of sports. How are you doing today, my brother?
I did very, very fine. Good morning to you too. The jiggy man, you really jiggy this morning.
Oh, well, I'm just being like you know, you're all fired up after
after a terrible weekend.
Well, it's good to have you back on your feet, bro.
Yeah,
and yes,
thank you.
Anthony Becker Deremo looking very, very. How was your sojourn to you know where you went to?
No, getting to know the country.
I'm not yet.
He got to know the country.
He's
looking Rastafarian.
He's looking Rastafarian. No, I think he just forgot his comb.
Rough, rugged, and edgy.
Oh my God. Good morning to you, Akim Kelani, and for Elegbete, good morning. The listener, good morning.
Thank you.
Kingsley Dehe, trying to make things happen in the background. Good morning to you. Always pressing the right buttons. Good morning.
All right, yes, indeed. A beautiful morning it is, and so much happening all around the big, beautiful world of football. Where to begin? Well, this morning, Ghana football chief Kwesi Nyantakyi will be named as the first vice president of the Confederation of African Football, and the second will be Constant Omari of the DR Congo. A lot of people are already waiting to see what Ahmed will do with the leadership of CAF. And so far, he has said, okay, well, we have feelers, because of course you can't jump the gun, but the indications are these two gentlemen will be named as vice president. Do you think this is a good way to begin for Ahmed?
Well, this were people that showed him plenty of support. He got plenty of support from Ghana, got plenty of support from Nigeria, and at the end he toppled Issa Hayatu. But then the position of vice president is not as important as the position of president in every ramification. We can only wish Kwesi Nyantakyi the very best, and obviously wish what's his name now, Ahmad the very best. Maybe for Kwesi Nyantakyi, he has ambition. Maybe sometime, maybe in 4 years' time, in 8 years' time, he might also want to go on for the presidency of the Confederation of African Football. Let's continue to support Ahmad, and hopefully the face of African football will be reshaped. It will be revamped, and then we'll move forward. It's a step in the right direction, rewarding his allies one way or the other, because Nyantakyi played a very big role, the same way Amaju Pinnick also played a big role for him in Nigeria. So I wish them the very best.
Okay, now, Essay.
There are two sides to this coin. One, keep your enemies closer than your friends. When you come into power via a palace school and a team of highly ambitious people, reminds me of the former military junta in Nigeria, and then the one that took over and asked one man to step aside, if you understand what I'm saying. You have to strategically put the people whose ambition might likely scupper your dream of being president very, very close to power.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah, so that's exactly what you do. Nyantakyi was the champion of this palace school that brought Ahmad to power. But if you leave Nyantakyi on the side without giving him a very, very valid position where he can globetrot and feel very, very important, that guy will lead another coup that will knock him out. You understand? So he decided to do that. And then also Omari was also the other guy who led the other group of people who went to convince the North African people that you can vote for this man. This man means change and is a very, very intelligent man. We started selling that idea of intelligence and things will be different from African football. So I think it brought those two people close to power, like, okay, lead with me, be my Aaron, and then let's see how we can lead this African continent to the promised land. But there's one man on the sideline who's also very, very ambitious, and I think they might do well to put him in a position where he'll be very happy. His name is Amaju Pinnick. Watch out for that guy. He's a green horse right now, but if they're not given a good position, what do they call him? Ahmad might see another side.
All right, talking about shaping the face of African football, well, that's on the technical and administrative side. What about the actual physical side, football playing side? Let's talk about Henry Onyekuru and the Legend Club Rouge are in the lead to sign this star. They've both tabled a £6.7 million offer. But then, of course, initially had offers from Everton, Southampton, Bournemouth and Liverpool, who had all shown interest, even Celtic. So for this young lad, who is just, how old is he again? I think he's 19. Yes, 19 years old. Where do you think will be the best place for him to go at this point in time? Football is just evolving. Where will he go to shaping up to be in a good position for Nigeria, for Africa?
Well, if you look at those club sides that I've mentioned his name, perhaps if he wants to play maybe in he can't even play prominent football with Celtic because they play in the Champions League, almost every time. Look at the teams that have been mentioned. Some of them are relegation contenders in England. And he might move to England. He's made one thing very, very clear. After the season ends in Belgium, he will stay behind, wrap up. But then he has remained tight-lipped about his destination. But one thing is very, very clear. He's leaving UPenn. I'm not so sure. Anderlecht could also be a good club side. Anderlecht is more or less the biggest club side in Belgium. But the money is small. And the call for football in England is quite high. Everybody can see what Wilfred Ndidi is currently doing with Leicester City. That might just be the law, but then Leicester City is not looking for him. Just the mid-table teams and the teams that are, that are fighting relegation are the teams that are looking for him. The choices are the same. Celtic obviously would have been the biggest candidate there,
but they
how far
already
would they
failed
go?
in a bid.
How far would they go in the Champions League? I don't think they can go beyond the group phase. So for Henry Onyekuru, at 19, he could go maybe Celtic of Scotland.
Well, the options will be said a day, like Tony talked, they're all the same of the same. I wish say maybe a team like Tottenham Hotspur, the call for round.
But then it's about money now, and Anderlecht and Club Brugge are the ones that are tabling the highest bid at this point in time. That's about 3.3 billion naira, 6.7 million pounds. That's what's on the table from both clubs.
Yeah,
and
if you have to choose between Brugge and Brugge, as they call it in Belgium, and Anderlecht, I'll choose Anderlecht for him.
Well, Anderlecht. My problem with Anderlecht, we say they need to sustain anything. That's the problem I have with Anderlecht. They need to sustain anything. They might just get one good season and then the next season they're horrible again. But still, I'll still pick Anderlecht ahead of Club Brugge.
Anderlecht, okay, let's find out what will happen. Well, the proof of the pudding is always in the eating. Who will
What's
get
with
that
all
last?
this
That's the
Newcastle JC, Newcastle Muffler? Like they won the Champions League.
No. I say a man.
Very soon we have the face cap, we have the mug,
A man has a
we have the
choice
pen.
to support whatever club he wants to support. So, Mr. Ide,
I won't be surprised if I can't work one day now Newcastle console I would use.
Yeah, well, you never can tell. All right, let's go to Arsenal.
Yeah,
Now,
that's on
they
Ninja.
could not afford to lose to Manchester United, and that's according to Arsene Wenger, who dismissed their North London derby reverse against Tottenham as a blip. Well, it's easy to say, like Anthony's fond of saying, hindsight,
Yes,
right?
clearer. It's always clearer.
It's always clearer.
It's always clearer. So, what do you think, that the man should just keep mum and try to see what he can get out of it? But then there were a whole lot of celebrations. Even Arsenal fans who had given up, who had thrown away their jerseys, actually took time out to celebrate that win.
The reason why Arsenal fans celebrated like that, I'll give you two reasons. Arsenal went 49 matches unbeaten. Man United ended that streak.
Yeah.
Man United went 25 draws unbeaten.
Anthony, that's so not fair.
They went 25
That's
draws.
ridiculous.
Arsenal
25
ended
draws unbeaten or 25 games unbeaten?
draws.
Arsenal
Arsenal ended the draw, the drawing, the draw soup. And then Arsene Wenger ended his personal hoodoo against Jose Mourinho. He had never, until yesterday, beaten Jose Mourinho in a competitive game. So he called for the competitive game. You're talking about a friendly match.
You still get bad maths.
So if you check it was satisfying for Arsene Wenger. Some other coaches don't waste time to beat Jose Mourinho, but Arsene Wenger, it took him how many years? Since 2004 till date.
Talking about Arsene Wenger, on Twitter, AJ Moses says, I still stand on my prediction that Wenger will make the top four.
He will not.
My head
He will not.
about the permutations, but Wenger is a top four specialist.
He will not make it.
Available. Get in on it while you still can. And also on Twitter, I think Onyekuru should go to Everton and any mid-table club in England. He should avoid top four teams so as to get playing time. Is that a plan?
Is that a problem?
Avoid top four teams so as to get playing
Gabriel Jesus, did he avoid top 4 team to get playing time?
Good.
If you're good, you're good. He showed up and Aguero sat on the bench.
But the truth about Onyekuru is not better than Romelu Lukaku.
And I go say Lukaku now.
If Lukaku leaves, obviously he can go there, and all those Kone, Aruna Kone, all those boys when they're there, he go play ball.
And Jimo Eni says Onyekuru should stay and continue with his career in Belgium. Right now, England is not the best. That's what he's saying.
How? How is England not the
How
best?
is England not? So you say England is still the best?
Yes,
for
if you want to play
footballer.
good football, if you're not going to England, go to Spain.
Is there another league where we say that they look for him? For me, if you ask me,
Let's take this
could have
call.
gone to
Hello,
Borussia
good morning.
Dortmund.
Hello, good morning to you. Yes, indeed, it is Football 360 Degrees. Who's on the flip side? Hello there.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Anthony, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
My name is Sunday.
Sunday. All right, what's on your mind? Quickly, Sunday.
Hello, Peter, how do you say that? Arsenal will not qualify for top four.
I'm not get right to my opinion, not my mouth and TikTok. I borrow your mouth.
Sorry, how many games Liverpool have?
2,
2 games.
How many Arsenal have?
4.
4.
So Arsenal cannot make top
Wait.
four.
Wait till give you the guarantee say Liverpool go lose those 2 games.
Wait, do the maths now.
Do the match. You know they say the
Liverpool are
points,
on
the gap.
70.
If Arsenal win too much,
So-
is it not complete with Liverpool?
No, 69. 69.
Oh Lord.
Arsenal will be on 69.
See.
Arsenal making that top four.
See, you know
Talk
what-
as a
you know
fan.
what-
I'm not allowed to talk as a fan. I'm allowed to talk as an analyst.
Don't say that Ronaldo winning Ballon d'Or. Ronaldo is not going to win any Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
Where's this guy coming
Okay,
from?
you know what, Jiggy man, let me help him.
Well, we can't even help him because there's
And
no
help
time.
by extension, help other Arsenal fans.
There's no time. There's no
We
time.
dealt with this earlier on, and so I mean we handled it very
We'll
well.
talk about it. There'll still be more than enough time to talk about this. If not on then on Twitter or the Facebook fan page. But right about now, we need to shut it down because we need to find out what the papers are serving up for a sportilicious breakfast. Gremlins were acting up on the phone lines. Sincere apologies. We couldn't take more than that call, but not to worry because the action still continues. Let's take it to Twitter, the Facebook fan page, and then of course, right about now, it's time to pick up the sports pages.
And new. Check out the all-new website.
www.breela.net.
See what we're up to.
On air, online, and on the go.
With our brand new and totally redesigned website.
It's just a click away. www.breela.net. Here we go. The best.
Tear down this wall.
All weekend. Here. On
Breela FM.
Why I got you on my mind.
Sports Radio 88.9. Breela FM.
Power. Love it.
If you want sports stories on the go, live audio visuals, lifestyle, betting tips, live score, and much more, then click www.brilla.net.
There can only be one. Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla FM.
Let's start off a fresh week right here at Dollar Champion Sports Radio 88.9 Brilla FM. It's time to bring you what the papers are about this morning. You're right on time for Sports Pages. I am Victor Ohani. We get started with this day this morning. First headline here says Brazil wins a 5th FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup. And Gombe United hands Manu 3-match ultimatum. Sanusi charges Peach Award organizers to sustain credibility. Nosa Igebo retires from Super Eagles is another headline this morning. To the Vanguard this morning, first headline here says the Tigers can be among world's top 10. Abuye. MFM win Lagos FA Cup. And to the Guardian this morning, Nigerian athletics not beyond redemption, says Rosa Collins. One of the top contenders for the position of a president of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN, former African and national triple jump record holder Rosa Collins, has declared that all was not lost for the sports in the country. And to the Sun this morning, Onyekuru, Anderlecht, Club Brugge make 3.3 billion naira offer. Gabon 2017, Uche Bulam, Aboduring, Udo on CAF duty. And to the Tribune this morning, judo players across the country have drummed up support for Dr. Musa Oshodi just as elections into various sports federations draw nearer. And these are the headlines on the home front. We go straight to the international scene where we have more headlines this morning. Get started with the Daily Mail. First headline here says, capital punishment. Manchester United stars look deflated as they arrive home from London after poor showing in